everyone. Happy Meal Plan Monday. I am Stephanie Dreyer, the founder of stephaniedreyer.com and a plant-based meal planning expert where I help busy parents bring more ease and joy to their meal prep and their meal times. And today we are talking about homemade-ish meals, which is one of my favorite things to talk about because I'm all about getting a homemade meal on the table 5 to 7 nights a week, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to cook everything from scratch. So a little background on me in case you're not familiar. I am a plant-based meal planning expert. I am the mom of 3. I'm vegan. My oldest is vegetarian. She's 16. And then I have a 13 and a 10-year-old who are omnivores along with my husband. So I have a lot of experience over the past 15 years learning how to cook for different dietary needs in our house and without having to be a short order cook. And I love to cook, but was finding that I was really struggling with myself being vegan, my daughter being vegetarian, is how to create cohesive meals that are healthy, introduce my kids to plant-based foods, navigate the whole meal planning, meal prep chaos that ensues with running a household and working jobs and all that good stuff. So I have created some processes and systems and tools, which is my jam, and have channeled that into what I want to bring to you every week. So this is Meal Plan Monday. I share different meal planning topics each week. And today, like I said, we're talking about homemade-ish meals. So as I mentioned, I'm committed to getting a home-cooked meal on the table 5 to 7 nights a week for dinner because I believe that sitting down together around the dinner table is one of the best things you can do with your kids to instill healthy eating habits as well as foster connections and bonds with each other and just help navigate the chaotic world that we live in. So it's a time for us to connect. So I really believe in sitting down to a home-cooked meal together. So that doesn't mean that you have to do everything from scratch. And I do take help from the store when I can. And I wanted to share how you do that without, breaking the bank or, finding a balance between from scratch and homemade and kind of sharing some ideas and things for you to use. So first thing I want to talk about is the types of products that you can use. And homemade-ish is the term that I've kind of coined for when it's slightly homemade. Like it is homemade, but you're using products from your store to help you get along. So some of my favorite things are salads in a bag. I have a little show and tell here to show you guys. So this is an example of a salad in a bag. I have a whole Facebook Live and blog post over at stephaniedreyer.com just on salads in a bag and taking them and turning them into something different. So it doesn't just have to be a salad. And in fact, tonight I'm taking this salad and I'm turning it into a tofu veggie sushi bowl for my kids. I'm going to add rice. I'm going to add avocado. I'm going to add some chopped baked tofu. Another plant-based mama's friend here is baked tofu. I do a lot of batch cooking once a week on Sundays, but if I don't have time or I don't want to spend time marinating and baking my tofu, this is great and does the job just great. And we're gonna use that tonight with, like I said, with my bowls. Some other things that you might think about for making homemade-ish meals are sauces and dips. And I also have a Facebook Live all about sauces and dips and how to turn those into meals as well. You can combine hummuses and beans and other dips together, like a pesto. Trader Joe's has a great pesto with a plant-based cream cheese you could mix. All sorts of different things you can do that can make great fillings for sandwiches, for wraps, burritos. This Fiesta dip is a great, instead of making a homemade cashew dip, which is yummy and delicious, you can use this yummy and delicious and take some help from the store. So again, like you can use this in a burrito. You could use these dips with nachos. You can use them as pasta sauces. Really get creative, and you can take these store-bought ingredients and turn them into something completely new that is very homemade and delicious and feels like you spent hours at the stove, and your family will never know unless you tell them. Another thing, beans, I've got an Instapot, or a pressure cooker, I've got a slow cooker, but sometimes it's just really nice to have a can of beans already ready for you. I use these every week for Taco Tuesday to make my filling. I don't make my beans from scratch because I take a little help from the store. So that's another idea. And then I mentioned the salads in a bag, but there is also pre-washed and cut veggies that you can use. So I use shredded carrots a lot in my sushi bowls that I'm going to do tonight. So you can buy the shredded carrots. You can buy chopped onion. One of the things I buy almost every week is not chopped. It's the peeled garlic cloves. I just feel like that's a time saver for me. I love it. It's like one of the treats that I buy for myself that saves me some time. So those are some ideas of some things that you can use to create homemade-ish meals. And what I want to walk you through right now is how you can take these ordinary ingredients and change them up into like something completely different. So obviously you have things like marinara sauce and fresh pasta that you can boil and put together, and that's a homemade-ish meal. But I wanted to get a little creative and take you through some ideas for not just taking that pasta sauce or pizza sauce and doing something completely different with it to kind of revolutionize, maybe give you some inspiration for your dinner time. So I have lots of ideas here. I'm not sure how many we're going to be able to get through in our time together today. So I am going to be posting all of this up on my website later today in a blog post, so you can check that out. I think I have over 16 or so meal ideas here. And like I said, I also will link to the salad in a bag ideas, the dips and sauces and things like that as well for inspiration. But I have a few ideas in a couple different categories. We've got bowls, wraps and sandwiches, pizza, some entrees. I think that's it. So why don't I start with the pizzas, because it's kind of different. So using like a prepared falafel. Trader Joe's has falafel in a bag. And they also have a tabbouleh that you can buy in the refrigerated section. And what I have, this meal idea is a Greek style pizza using pitas. And you can use your hummus, cook your falafel, use your hummus, spread it on a pita, and then add your tabbouleh and your falafel. You can add some vegan or vegetarian feta cheese, some sliced tomatoes, other things like that you can do. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to spice this up. But again, you're using the pre-made falafel, you're using a pre-made hummus and a pre-made tabbouleh. Now, of course, if you want to change that up and you mix in your own ingredients, but I want to try to get you to think out of the box of not just taking it and using as it is, and to really do something creative. So that is one pizza idea. And then the other pizza ideas I have are using salads in a bag. So I have this sesame crunch salad kit here. This could be like an Asian style pizza that you do. Trader Joe's has a curry, or sometimes they do. I guess it's kind of they're shifting there with their season stuff, but they have some great salads in a bag. And so there's one that is a curry one, and they also have a delicious yellow curry sauce. So you could take some tofu, cube it up, toss it in the curry sauce and bake that. And then in the meantime, roll out a pizza dough, put the sauce on it, put that baked tofu on it, bake it, and then top it with that salad. Toss up that salad and put it on there. And it's a whole different way to eat salad. And I bet it's a new way that you can get your kids to try kind of a different and Indian style food. My kids are not huge Indian. Well, my vegetarian is, but the other two are not. But this is something they would be more likely to try and be more interested in trying because it's in a pizza. So just trying to come up with different ways to engage them in foods that they might normally turn their nose up at. Most kids aren't lovers of salads, unless you're my kids because you've been exposed to plant food so much with a vegan mama, but a lot of them aren't. So trying to get them to eat vegetables and salads in different ways, a pizza is a good way to go. So I have some other pizza ideas using salads in a bag. I'm gonna put those on the blog, like I said, later today. I wanna make sure I get to some of these other ideas here. So let's see what else I have. Oh, a taco salad bowl. So I just did it was so yummy, you guys. I just did a taco salad bowl on my blog, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and I did a homemade cashew cheese. like cheese sauce. And that's really easy. It's basically making a filling, which I do using canned beans, like I mentioned, a meatless beef, and taco seasoning. And then I just layer all the different things on top that you would in like a 7-layer dip. I did lettuce, I did tomato, I did avocado, olives, you get it, whatever your favorites are for a 7-layer dip. I said I made that homemade cashew dip, but this guy is perfect as a replacement for that. And so again, it's a homemade-ish meal because I'm not gonna make the cheese sauce from scratch, but it gets the job done, right? So this is really good, you guys. This is a good stand-in for nachos. You can put it on burritos. You can do all sorts of yummy stuff with this. You can make like a, what's it called? The queso fundido. You can make something like that with this. Really, really good. So let's see, what do I have here? Oh, but okay, so what I wanted to talk about, that's one type of taco salad bowl you can do. My family loves Mexican food. So I'm half Latina, so we have a lot of Mexican food or Latin style food in our house. And so I'm always looking for different ways to change up the same thing, because my kids would eat tacos every day if they could, and the same taco, and I would just get really bored. So I have to change it up. So one of the things that I have kind of added to the repertoire, and my daughter now takes this to lunch, is they have a great Southwest chopped salad. And if you omit the cheese, it's vegan. So or you can replace it with a dairy-free cheese. So what I do is I take that salad, toss it with the black beans, rinse and drain, and then you can add your favorite salsa, some chopped avocado, and that is a yummy, like protein-rich salad meal. Like I said, my daughter takes it to school. Both of my daughters love that salad. And you can even kind of make like a barbecue ranch type salad out of that as well by changing up the flavors and adding barbecue sauce, because it's got a cabbage and radish type profile of greens and stuff in it. So it kind of has that same, I think it even has jicama, so it has that same kind of feel. And you can add, see, other thing, you guys, with these homemade-ish meals, you can use that kit as a base and then add radishes if it doesn't have it, add jicama, add olives, add all these things to make it more robust, but you've got a starter as a base to help you. Again, you don't have to do it all from scratch. So that's what I'm talking about with these homemade-ish meals. You're making it. You're not going through the drive-through, but you are taking a little help to get you started, to get you out of your box, maybe inspiration like that. So how are you guys liking these so far? Dana! All right, okay, Dana likes it. She's going to Trader Joe's tonight, and we'll pick this up and try. Oh, fun. Well, let me know how it goes. Let me know what you think. I'm always like so insecure about my meal ideas. I make these for friends and family. They love them, but you always wonder, do people really like these, or are they just being nice? So let me know how it goes. I have so many wraps and sandwich ideas to share with you guys. So there is a Mediterranean mix called balela at Trader Joe's, and it's garbanzo beans and black beans and spices and like lime juice in like a little tub like this, where you would find your hummuses and your tabbouleh and stuff like that. I make a really yummy dip by combining this hummus with that dip, and then I layer that in either pitas or a tortilla along with cucumber and tomato. My son loves Kalamata olives, so we'll do Kalamata olives. You can put some greens in there, just basically load it up, and you can make like a Greek burrito, basically, is what you're doing. So that's an idea. I'm taking help with the dip, but it makes a really yummy, easy filling. Tofu lettuce wrap. So again, this baked tofu, like instead of marinating it yourself, you can take this and take one of the salad kits like I'm talking about, like I'm going to do tonight for I'm going to make bowls, but you could easily toss this together, cut up some lettuce leaves, and serve that with like a soyaki or teriyaki sauce or some kind of sauce that you make just by putting together soy sauce and red wine vinegar, whatever kind of marinade you like to do, and serving that along with different toppings for your kids to add on top. You can have shredded carrots, you can have sliced green onion, you can have peanuts, all sorts of different things that kids might like to top their lettuce wrap with. Again, make it interactive, make it fun, and take some help from the store. Okay, we talked about burritos. We talked about another idea for changing up an Asian salad kit is adding edamame. You can buy that most of the time fresh and already cooked, or you can buy it frozen. So that's really helpful. And you can spread that, take that mixture of like a salad kit and edamame, combine that with some rice or some soba noodles and put that in a rice paper roll and make a spring roll. Super easy way to make a filling, super, super easy. You can make it a quick, easy dipping sauce just using your favorite nut butter and some soy sauce, very quick and very easy. So again, I hope you're seeing how you can take these very regular ingredients and just change them up into something new so it looks like a completely like inventive meal for your family. Okay, so we talked about hummus. I talked about regular hummus earlier. Check out the hummuses at your store. There's so many great different flavors these days, from red pepper to garlic to olive. There's so many. And one that I recently came upon at Trader Joe's is there is a buffalo, what do they call it? Buffalo style, organic buffalo style hummus, and it's vegan. And I thought, oh my gosh, this would be fun. My husband loves buffalo wings, and he's trying to eat more vegan with us. So I thought, you know what if you could use cauliflower, or you could use, if your family likes like the plant-based faux meats, you could use one of those as well. But the cauliflower is kind of a fun way to get some greens, or not greens, but vegetables in there. And it might be a fun way for your kids to eat cauliflower if they're not as accustomed to using that. So you can roast that, toss it with the hummus, and make a wrap with it. You could also use chickpeas, by the way, with this hummus, and use some of the traditional things that you would have with buffalo wings. You can add chopped celery in there and stuff like that. So you can, again, get kind of creative using these inspired hummuses as bases for things as well. And then I have several entree ideas here. Let's see, how are we doing on time? Okay, let me see. I've got so many ideas here. So maybe some different things. So bruschetta and olive tapenades. Those make great sauces, and you can do them with traditional pasta, or you can spiralize some vegetables. We're going into the fall season, so you might even look about how you can take a spaghetti squash and toss it with a sun-dried tomato tapenade or a bruschetta to make it kind of different than your family would be normally having with their pasta sauce. You add some canned beans, like cannellini white beans, for a little added protein. And you've got a very simple, easy meal that way too. And then I also wanted to point out, I don't have some to show you, but polenta is something that is a great plant-based food. Typically, not totally time-consuming, but can be, it takes time. And Trader Joe's sells it by the log. So they have it pre-made and ready to go. And if you haven't checked this out, I suggest that you try it. My kids actually really like this, and it's something that surprised me. I wasn't sure if they were going to or not. It comes in a log. You can slice it into rounds, and you can brush it with a little olive oil and either pan fry it or bake it. And you can top it with a lot of things. So they have, I've used it with like bruschetta. I've used it like a little bruschetta cake almost, like, it's like your little base there. I've also done like a salad and then baked the polenta rounds and then toss the salad and then spread the salad on top, and then you serve the polenta rounds with the salad on top, kind of like as a side dish. That's something that's fun and delicious and different. Let's see what else. Oh, and I've also done it as like a lasagna. So I've used, as a way to do something different, again, making it homemade-ish, but I'm making it homemade, but I'm taking something from the store. I use the same like layers I would in a regular lasagna. In fact, I changed it up a little bit. I used, you could crumble up some Italian sausage. Beyond Meat has one that I love, and some canned tomatoes and marinara sauce. And use the polenta rounds as the layers of, like you would a lasagna noodle. So I stack that, layer it on. There's a cheese that I love by Kite Hill. That's like a ricotta. I would work that in there. And it's kind of like a lasagna. When you bake it, you add the sauce on top. And that is a different fun way to have lasagna with a different kind of base. So those are just a few ideas. I really could talk so much about homemade-ish meals, because I just think as busy parents, we need to take help where we can, and there's no shame in getting a little help from the store every now and again, especially if it helps you to get a homemade meal on the table in less than an hour, right? That's what we're all trying to do, is just get it done. So I hope that these ideas were helpful. I'm going to link to some of the blogs I mentioned over at my website later today when I put the post up. So check that out. And I did want to invite you, if you want a little bit of help with planning out meals, I have created this free resource recently, and it's just my weekly meal plan, and I have it as a blank template. And you can fill in the days and dates, how you set up your week. You can sync your schedule. You put your prep plan, your recipe notes. You have your batch cook plan. And so I invite you, if this would be helpful and useful to you, DM me, messenger me over on Facebook at Veegmama, VEEGMAMA, or email me at hello@stephaniedreyer.com, and I'll be happy to send this to you for free. No strings attached. I just made this for myself and thought I would share it with you guys, because this is really, as I do my meal planning, this is my process that I use, and I just couldn't find anything that was helping me get it done. So I finally created this, and so here you go, if that is helpful to you. So, and if you want further help with inspiration and meal planning, I share my meal plan for the week every Friday on Instagram at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to join me there on Friday, I talk about what my plan is for the week, how I plan it out. I share the recipes that I'm going to be cooking for the week. If you need some plant-based inspiration, you can check that out as well. So check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Veegmama if you're not already, and join me next week. Like I mentioned, I'm here every Monday at noon. Meal Plan Monday, we always take on a different topic. Next week, we are talking about plant-based Halloween meal ideas. And I feel like Halloween is such a great time to have fun with food, obviously, and so it can be a great way to showcase plant-based foods that people, if you're having a party or you're hosting or entertaining friends that might not be used or might not be vegan or used to plant-based foods, it's a fun way to integrate and introduce them to some plant-based foods in fun, spooky ways. So we're going to talk about some meal ideas next Monday for that, to get ready for the holiday. So thank you for watching. If this was helpful, please share it with someone you think would benefit, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.